Only those with the truth inside of them can see the truth in others. Let's connect these dots. Let's get it. So, I just woke up. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I just woke up. And I've been wanting to do this video for a minute. So, let me go ahead and do it. This is going to be the metaphysics of mirrors. I'm going to touch on mirrors. What are they actually? What are they metaphysically? We're going to get into a little bit of mirror magic. And we're going to get into some profound shit that I discovered. I don't necessarily know if it's new or not, but we're going to get into it. I've never heard nobody say it. So, what is mirrors? Well, first, if we have to talk about what mirrors are polished glass, right? Glass that is refinedly polished so much so to it reflects almost exact. But what it's actually doing, it's absorbing light and distributing light through it. So what you're seeing is a solid object that we're calling glass, just like if it's a wall, but we're going to call it glass. But instead of like a wall will bounce light off of it, glass lets light travel through it. Okay, we're gonna touch on that later too. But if we're going to talk about glass, we have to talk about what glass is. Glass is nothing but sand, right? Melted down sand. But then if we talk about sand, we have to talk about what sand is. Sand is nothing but particulate crystal matter. Particulate crystals, silica crystals, little chunky bits of quartz and shit like that. That's what sand is. Sand is granular crystals. But then what are crystals? Crystals are matter that absorb and retract light. Just like any type of crystal, it absorbs and retracts light. So you have these crystals that are absorbing and retracting light, which is sand. Sand, which gets melted down, which turns into glass. Glass that gets polished and turns into mirrors. Now we technically know what mirrors are. Okay. Now, with that being said, if crystals can harness energy and give out energy and harness intent and give out intent and have a vibrational frequency to them, well, what do you think a mirror is? A mirror is just a collection of that. Okay? A mirror is just a collection of that. So when you have those old wives' tales of standing in the mirror and chanting, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, and then, you've all heard the children's tales and the wives' tales of doing that in the mirror. I don't know if you've done it. I remember doing it as a kid, but, and then it happened, and they're like, oh, I seen a face in the mirror, and all the kids run out. I can't really remember if I ever actually seen a face, but I will tell you that just based off of what I know about mirrors and crystals, that if you're going to be chanting intentions of summoning any type of energy, it will be highly possible to do that in the mirror. Hence the phrase, magic mirror, mirror on the wall. And who's the blah, blah, blah of them all? Or depending on what part of the Mandela effect you fall on, magic mirror on the wall. Whatever the case may be, and then someone appears in the mirror. This is nothing new. This is mirror magic. You can put all kind of intent into a mirror. You can summon all kind of things into a mirror. If you really, tell me this. Have you ever got the feeling when you looked in the mirror that was another dimension? You want to know why you got that feeling? Because that's exactly what the fuck it is. It's a mirror dimension. It's slightly off. You can't never tell, and it's exact to your movements, but that's what it is, right? It's mirrors are portals, straight up. Mirrors are straight up portals. So much so that people who make mirrors know that they're old school, like from centuries ago. who make mirrors know that that's exactly what they are. Because if you look at a mirror, mirrors will be in a frame. Usually they'll have, the little swiggly shit around the frame. Anytime, look, this is straight Masonic shit, Mason shit. And Mason just means builder. You know what I'm saying? If you look at old furniture, how it has all these curves and little things, I forgot what it's called, but this is sacred geometry type shit or sacred craftsmanship type shit. You know what I'm saying? Sacred masonry shit. You know what I'm saying? Mirrors always have these little elaborate frames. You know what I'm saying? That's because they know that these are portals. Straight up. That's why they have that old superstition that if you break a mirror, you have 7 years bad luck. This is superstition that means something a whole lot deeper than just 7 years bad luck. This means you have shattered a dimension into separate dimensions. That's really what they're saying, but they ain't finna go into all that detail, so they just made a wife, don't break a mirror. My point exactly. You can use mirror magic for good shit. Like, remember, all this information could be used for good, or what you think is good, or for used for bad, or what you think is negative. You know what I'm saying? All this information has that potential. That's why this information is always banned and barred and kept secret, because in the wrong hands, it can be wrong. You know what I'm saying? But in the right hands, it can be right. But depending on what your perception of right and wrong is. But that's a whole other thing. Okay, so now that we've covered mirrors and mirror magic, let's talk about reflections and glass. Okay? And this is for my flat earth crowd, or people who subscribe to the flat earth theory or whatnot. Okay, watch this. This is going to go into a little bit of flat earth theory, firmament theory, and a little bit of my moon video that I have yet to drop, but it's coming. Don't trip. Okay, so have you ever seen the moon in the daytime? Right? And wondered, how am I seeing the moon in the daytime? Because remember, the sun is shining on the earth, right? Whether it's flat or round, or neither, or both at the same time. How am I seeing the moon? I can't see the rest of the stars because the light from the sun is blocking out the rest of the stars. And before you start talking shit, remember, when the sun goes down, you start to see the stars being unveiled. That's because the light is retracting from the atmosphere, the firmament. That's what the firmament is. It's my observation has led me to understand that the reason that we see the moon in the daytime and we can't see any other stars is because of the way that light refracts. Okay? Now, okay, watch this. Light, okay, so the moon is actually reflecting onto the sphere like it's glass, not a dome, because you can go through the spheres. They're just particulate matter, just like how the sands are. The sands are particles. Air are particles. You can't physically see them, but there's particles in air. So as you rise up, these particles have different densities. That's why there's different spheres. There are different densities of particulate matter. Very thin. Okay? This is how it works. So it's not that it's a glass dome. It's particulate matter of different densities. Okay? Just like how you have the sand, that's sand, and then it turns into glass. It's the same thing, different density. Okay? I know that's probably a confusing analogy, but that's what we rocking with. Okay? So anyways, the spheres are not necessarily hard. There's just different densities. Now, my observation leads me to understand that the moon is reflecting onto the atmosphere or one of the spheres. That's why we can see it. It's reflecting onto it, just like how your image reflects onto glass. Now, let me get into another deeper analogy. Let me show you how light works. When you're looking at something, any object, you're looking at light reflecting onto the object into your eye. Period. That's how, when you see, we're taking seeing for advantage. We're just like, I open my eyes, I see. No, you're seeing mathematics of light happening right before your eyes. You're seeing light bounce off that car into my eye, through the glass into my eye. Now watch this. I'm going to show you how light reflects onto a surface, but on one side, you can see it. On this side, we can see this, right? Okay, watch this. Let's just say I'm standing outside of this glass, right? And we've all done this. Watch this. So, I'm standing outside of this glass. You can see your reflection when I walk by. See my reflection in the glass? You see my reflection? Because the light is bouncing off of me onto the glass. You see? It's reflecting onto the glass. When you walk past a department store, you can walk past and you can check out yourself looking how you look, because you're looking at the glass and your reflection is being printed onto the glass. But the people on the other side, they don't see two of you. They don't see you and your reflection. They just see you. Just like how if I looked out the window, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking straight through the glass. But on the other side of the window, my reflection is printed on this. So what that means is glass is really reflecting all of the angles of light into the glass. All the angles that we can see possible is being reflected onto this glass, right? Because just remember, what is glass? Glass is crystals. What do crystals do? Reflect light. You see what I'm saying? So we're really looking at a solid object that is reflecting everything on the other side of it. That's what we're seeing. I don't know if this is going to be easily understood, but we're actually not looking through anything. I know that sounds crazy. You're like, I can see through glass. You're not looking actually at the images that you see through glass. You're looking at the reflections that are being imprinted on it, being reflected through the crystals, very minute particles, just like in the atmosphere, the crystals, and it's coming through, reflecting all angles. See? Reflecting all angles of light. I know this sounds crazy, but if you walk past a department store or a car and you look at your reflection to check yourself out, you must understand this, because people do this all the time. You feel me? So when we see the moon in the daytime, we're just seeing the reflection of the moon onto the atmosphere. You see what I'm saying? So that's not even really the moon. Another way that we could test this out, the moon looks transparent, like you really can see through it. Have you ever tripped off that? When you see the moon in the daytime, you can kind of see through it. It's like, nigga, why the moon look like that? Because you can see through it. Because that's not the actual moon that you're looking at. So when the sun retracts and the light of the sun retracts off the sphere, What? When the light retracts off the sphere, now we're seeing the true moon and it gets thicker. Now that moon gets thicker. And it looks more solid because that's the true moon. See? Proof that the light sources are outside of the sphere. What? Oh my God. Hey. Listen, only the ones with the truth inside of them see the truth in others. Let's connect these dots. Even if I'm wrong, think about it. That's all I want you to do. I'm trying to provoke thought. They asked Tupac when he was in jail, what are you trying to do? You're trying to provoke thought. I'm trying to provoke thought. I just want you to think. That's it. Think. Look. Think. Don't just accept what nothing being told to you is. Don't just accept what anybody say. Go outside and observe. Come back with your data and share it. That's what the new mystery school is for. For you to do all this practical, magical shit that you learning, to do it and bring back the data. And let's share our notes, man. That's what this new mystery school shit is for. It ain't for me to get up here and grandstand and ramble on about some bullshit. I'm sharing. Let's share. I want to hear y'all notes. Tell me I'm wrong. God damn it. Tell me I'm wrong. Don't tell me. Show me what you found. Don't tell me I'm wrong. Just show me what you found. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody wrong. All we could do is put our notes together and hopefully form a new note. That's what people in colleges do. When you graduate with your master's, you have to create a thesis. You pretty much have to write a book to graduate. And your book have to be something that's not been heard before. So they collect all the theses and create new material, new facts. So every time someone graduates, they add to the collection. That's what the new mystery school is for. It's a pyramid of everybody laying their own bricks. I'm going off on a tangent, but it's a pyramid of everybody laying their own bricks so we can build this thing. You know what I'm saying? This is just my brick. New Rebel Entertainment, the page, is just my brick. You know what I'm saying? It's just my brick, my chamber. I'm waiting for the rest of y'all bricks, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what the school is for. Add your brick. Everybody has something to add. You know what I mean? So, that's my video on mirrors, mirror magic, and the firmaments and reflections. All right? Log on. newmysteryschool.com for more videos like these and tools to help you in your ascension. Keep them third eyes open.
Were you trying to provoke anybody to do anything particular? Were you trying to provoke or trying to get people to do things?
Yes.
Tell us what.
Think. Use your head.